This edition of Dolphins Today is made possible by Manscaped. You guys can get 20% off and free shipping on all of their men's grooming products when you use promo code DOLPHINS over at manscaped.com. Today's show will focus on joint practices for the Dolphins. They wrapped up their second one just a little bit ago against the Atlanta Falcons, so we'll focus on that, some winners and losers over the course of the 2 days. But we're going to begin with injury news, and that is led by Jaylen Waddle. Now, Waddle left practice today after falling on his right side. May have fallen on a football, may have fallen on an opposing player. Was kind of grabbing the side, per the reporters at camp, like kind of this area, that side rib, hip area. No one's exactly sure what it was. No reports as of filming with what those details are. Outside of he left practice, did not return. You would think, in theory, falling on the side wouldn't be a massive concern, injury long term, but it certainly is worth mentioning, especially now what happened with Jalen Ramsey. Here's what Tua, the Dolphins quarterback, said on Jaylen Waddle. It says, Waddle has probably had one of the best camps on our team. It's kind of unfortunate to see something like that happen. I hope it's just a couple of days that he misses. Hopefully it is just like a bruise, like he landed on the football or he got the wind super knocked out of him. It's football. That kind of stuff tends to happen. It's also August. He got about a month to get fully healthy, so I'm not overly concerned at this stage about the Jaylen Waddle injury. I'm guessing it's going to be minor. He probably, I would assume, wasn't going to play in the preseason game anyway, so put him on ice. We'll see him again once Dolphins training camp resumes after that first preseason game. So what is your concern level over the Jaylen Waddle injury? You know, we got bad news with Jalen Ramsey to a certain extent. Hopefully good news here. Go vote for me in the comments section and scale it 1 to 10. Some other injuries to make note of here. Alec Ingold left today. Not totally sure what the injury was. Jeff Wilson was kind of shaking his hand, his wrist, so maybe he jammed it or something. Not too concerned about either of those. Justin Bethel, after a very nice interception, left practice briefly, but then walked to their side to stick with the rest of the Dolphins defenders. So might have just got the wind knocked out of him or something there. Not overly concerned. Christian Wilkins did not participate. Probably a veteran rest day / he was really good on day one, so didn't really need the reps there. He won't play in the preseason game, I would assume, either. Now, we will keep you guys covered in the event of more news on Jaylen Waddle and for the Dolphins preseason game on week 1 on a Friday. Make sure you are subscribed. Free videos. You hit that sub button right now, youtube.com/DolphinsNews. All right, some joint practice / training camp winners. It's all under the same bubble, I suppose, in the end. It is training camp after all. First up is Jaelan Phillips. Multiple sacks over the course of 2 days against a pretty solid overall Falcons offensive line. I am very excited about the Jaelan Phillips year 3 impending breakout. Tyreek Hill, meanwhile, looks like the best receiver out there, the best player out there, I should say. Had a fantastic highlight reel plays on day 1, a touchdown catch on day 2. Big fan of Tyreek Hill's game. He is who he is. Your top players, Wilkins, Phillips Hill, etc., all look like the way your top players are supposed to look. Now for a smaller name, but not a smaller person. That's nose guard Brandon Pili, who flashed on day 1 in particular, getting a sack and 2 TFLs. Wasn't as impactful on day 2, but that's the type of stuff that goes a long way for a player. Not only are you impressing your own coaching staff, you're impressing another coaching staff in case you don't make the team or in case you get cut. Maybe you could have a shot there. Like, those type of things go a long way. The Dolphins are desperately searching for more interior defensive line depth. That's why they brought in Deshaun Hand. Pili has a shot to make the roster. Stringing together good days in a row, having good preseason games is going to go a long way as well. Now, today's show is made possible by Manscaped. And folks, if you are taking care of your beard, you should be doing it with the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. They are here to level up your beach game now that we're still in summer after all. Tame your mane and say goodbye to stubble trouble with Manscaped's Beard Hedger Pro Kit. It's the cordless trimmer. Rotary wheel gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard, so you don't have to worry about a bunch of stuff in your kitchen or in your bathroom drawer, etc. There's beard shampoo, beard conditioner as part of the Pro Kit. beard oil, beard balm, plus a beard brush and comb, and scissors to make sure your trimming is absolutely the best possible so that your beard is ready to impress. Get 20% off and free shipping with code DOLPHINS at manscaped.com. That's 20% off at manscaped.com when you use promo code DOLPHINS. The Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, and 20 length. Links in the comment section and the description of today's show. Some more winners. How about Robbie Chosen? Now, we mentioned Chosen earlier in training camp as one of the losers. He was off to a very slow start, wasn't making a bunch of plays. Well, he had a strong day on day 2 of joint practices there. Multiple touchdowns and one-on-ones, 7-on-7s, team drills, etc. He has very much picked up his game lately and is trying like hell to earn a roster spot. He might be a bigger name than some of the players on this wide receiver depth chart, but his contract is not guaranteed. His contract was one of a player who is going to have to earn that roster spot. And the Dolphins have some options. Braxton Berrios is more of a pure slot receiver. Robbie Chosen gives you even more size if you want to go down that route. Eric Ezukama, or more speed, with decent size. Eric Ezukama is a bigger-bodied receiver. Cedric Wilson can do some inside-outside special team stuff, but also has had some drop issues. River Craycraft has had some fans within the organization as well. Freddie Swain, the occasional flash there. Davis, Coleman, probably more practice squad options in the end for the Miami Dolphins. But if Chosen keeps this up, he'll make the team. But will he keep it up and then make the team? Y for yes, N for no. Get your answers in for me in the comment section. Go vote right now. Want to shout out a couple of the defensive backs over the course of 2 days. Keidron Smith, the rookie, had a nice pick 6 today after Verone McKinley had one yesterday. Noah Igbinoghene had a good rep against Kyle Pitts. That's valuable. Justin Bethel flashed a bit as well. And then Javon Holland had another INT. So in light of no Jalen Ramsey, the corners and DBs are showing some flashes, which will go a very long way. Maybe your biggest winner over the course of 2 days here was Achane. He was super impressive on the ground and in the air. Had a touchdown run over a defender yesterday. Had a 25-yard touchdown catch from Skylar Thompson to end practice today. He's been very good. He's shown some flashes and might just be enough for Miami to go, we don't need Dalvin Cook. The youngster, the 3rd-round pick, who I was quite high on coming out of A&M, is showing the traits that made me like him so much as an option. Here's what Jaylen Waddle, of course, yesterday, before his injury, said about Achane. I've seen him run between tackles and break tackles and stand his feet, do a lot of amazing stuff this camp. I'm like, man, he's going to be good. And that refrain has been pretty common from other players and coaches thus far. So are you buying the Achane hype for the Dolphins? B for buy, S for sell. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid myself. I am excited to see what he can do if he plays a lot in the first preseason game. Would not be shocked if he busted a long run. One more injury update here. Some good news. Braylon Sanders did avoid a major injury. He should be back in the next week or so, give or take there. Maybe back at the early portion of next week after getting carted off yesterday. He is okay. Very good news there for the Dolphins and, of course, for Sanders. All right, some more training camp joint practice losers now. Connor Williams, my boy Will Scott's in shambles. When I say this, another bad snap for Williams. Those can't continue to happen. You can't have those entering year 2 as a center. That's like the number 1 job. Snap it properly. So get it figured out. He's a good player otherwise, but if you're having bad snaps, that's a huge issue. Liam Eichenberg, also on the loser's side. He did not have the best showing in one-on-one reps against the Falcons defenders on Wednesday's joint practice. He will continue to get pushed from Isaiah Wynn, who I think had a pretty solid day overall. Again, Dolphins reporters can't say the individual reps and whatnot, but they did mention Wynn played pretty well alongside Teron Armstead for some there. That's going to be a battle that goes on throughout camp. Certainly worth watching how much they play, when they play in the first preseason game, because I think that left guard spot could very well change what it currently listed at with the starter and what it looks like week 1 and maybe even throughout the season. Focusing on offense, the defense had a really good showing against the Falcons, which isn't maybe too surprising, all things considered. The quarterbacks and the offense overall. Now, I will make note, you're about to see some stats. I kind of hate training camp stats because it's not a real game and you're working on different things, whatever. But, Dolphins SI did track the numbers, so figure we'll mention them there. Tua, 12 of 19 with an interception on day 1, 5 of 14, a touchdown interception on day 2. I'll make note that there were some drops mixed in there. The offensive line did not do a very good job. I don't think 5 of 14 is what we're going to expect throughout the season. Didn't have his best stuff overall, but throw a pass to Cedric Wilson, he drops it. What are you supposed to do there? Constantly under pressure and duress. That's a big problem as well. So I'm not concerned about Tua, but I do want to make note of it since outside of the red zone on day 2, Dolphins offense didn't have their best success. Mike White was much better, though, on the second day, 5 of 5 with a score. And Skylar Thompson also took a big step forward, 6 of 8, 2 touchdowns, capped off that 2-minute drill drive there to wrap up practice. 25-yard score to Devon Achane. So better results there for Thompson and White. And I'm not too worried about Tua, but I am still worried about the offensive line as a unit. One last loser. It's obviously not credible to call them Twitter accounts. We're still going to call them XX. I'm going to call them Twitter. I don't like change. We're going to call it Twitter in the end. Here's what NFL notifications at NFL Notified with like 15,000 subscribers tweeted out this morning. There are a growing number of people within the Dolphins organization that are going to be frustrated with the way head coach Mike McDaniel speaks. The concerns stem from the slowness of his responses, speech, and the constant use of filler words like, are beginning to frustrate players and coaches. Now, that was captioned with rumor in front of it. The source? Their ass. This is obviously fake. Like, nothing about this passes the smell test. Like, you look at that and you go, that seems like bullshit. Because it is. Do not give credibility to these fake accounts that aren't real people, hide behind some banner name or some bit emoji and take content from others and don't credit or just make shit up. Yeah, obviously fake there. I cannot believe we have to give it any mention at all. But it was trending today, even though I don't follow them. I saw it. I just wanted to call out the BS.